think what they're thinking is they've alienated their New Jersey fan base. They're not satisfied with the support that they're getting. So they're thinking, how can we, suck up to the New Jersey fan base? Okay, now we're gonna start paying homage. Old Nets jerseys, mashups of the Drazen Petrovic jerseys, put the mashup of the Nets, the old New Jersey Nets logo with the B though. So it's like you get 50-50 New Jersey and Brooklyn. I think if they were really getting this Brooklyn and New York support, they would not look back on New Jersey.
Today I'm the best co-host in the world. I am the man from Jersey.
There's some teams that they have quote unquote home court advantage, but sometimes it doesn't feel that way. Like, for example, the first game that night was the Nets versus the Knicks. There was a lot of people in the crowd that were rooting for the Knicks, and this was a Nets home game at Barkley. And even after that game, they interviewed James Harden, and they were like, "Hey, man, there was a lot of Knicks fans in the crowd, right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I noticed, I noticed, bro." So yeah, man. But let's get into that game, man. That was the first game of the night. I didn't watch it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So you're gonna have to hold the reins on this one, man. What did you think about that Nets Knicks game?
It was awesome. Like this is what the rivalry was, dude. Like even back then when Kid and like Kerry Kittles and Kenny Martin, all those guys were beating up on the Knicks back then when they were awesome.
The these days right here.
To those days.
These days right here.
Yeah, man. So when Kid would show up and they'd be going against like the Knicks with I think what was it like Allen Houston for a while? That was like the main guy.
Yeah, they were beating on him for a bit, bro. The Houston,
Yeah,
and then when they had like Marbury, they were still kind of beating on him.
yeah, bro. So that it brought me back to those days, bro. It was awesome. The only problem is that like now they're over there. So yeah, man, it hits different. They're over there in that other town. They're not in New Jersey. But the court was awesome. Not gonna lie. I even took a screenshot of me like when James Harden did the dunk, and then you see the court. It looks beautiful. It looks like the little ball that you have there. That's what the court looks like that little ball.
What, this one?
Yeah, that's how the court looks now. They
Well,
got
the
that nice styling.
well, if you look the painted area, right? Like where people line up when they're gonna shoot free throws, they
Yeah,
have this thing. I'm gonna kind of tilt to the side, but if you look at this Nets jersey, there's like this like netting stuff on the side, right? This stuff right here. They have that design right there where the players line up for free throws.
so awesome, dude.
That little
So
netting
nice.
thing.
Yeah,
And the
so
logo
nice.
and the logo on the court is a homage to the damn, I don't want to take my hat off, but I have that logo on my hat. I don't know. I think it's this
Yeah,
one.
yeah, 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 yeah. I see it. I see it.
Is a homage to that one. But unfortunately, they
Who-
slapped the
A B.
the ball, the updated Brooklyn B ball.
Yeah, it's
They
this
use
one
that. Yeah, they use that in the area for the ball.
right here.
Unfortunately, it's kind of cool. And my fiance, she's getting another name drop. She was looking at the Nets jerseys online, right? The ones that they were wearing that pay homage to this era of Nets basketball, like the Drazen Petrovic one. And if you buy that jersey online, on the bottom of the jersey, they have like a patch that has all the Nets logos throughout history, the New Jersey Americans, blah, blah, blah. Then they have like this logo on it. And then they have this New Jersey era one. They have the one that actually has the state of New Jersey on it, like the outline that says New Jersey Nets, all the way up until obviously now Brooklyn. It was kind of cool, man. I'm like, yo, you could buy this jersey and it has the New Jersey history on it. I don't know. It is kind of cool. Uh it's kind of like
Kind of want to
love
buy
hate.
it. I kind of want to buy it.
Yeah, it's kind of like love hate. Like I kind of like that they're showing love to the, the New Jersey era, but at the same time, like they're still Brooklyn, you
I
know?
think I think that might be the one authentic jersey that's like actually gonna fit me, like be my size. That's, I think that's the one I'm gonna buy. Yeah.
Yeah, me
But yeah,
personally, I would buy Kyrie, bro, because at least he's from New Jersey, so represent.
yeah. What I'm hoping is that the Suns and the Warriors take each other out in the West, and then someone else takes out one of those guys. I hope the Suns or the Warriors don't make the finals, so that the Nets kind of get through the East. They make it to the finals, and then they get an easy matchup, and they win a championship. That's it.
Damn, so
So
you want the Nets to win the championship in Brooklyn?
yeah, because of the thing they're doing now with the jerseys and all that, I kind of like that. And
But that's
I,
why it's love hate for me, man. Because I feel like they're just trying. I feel like with this thing, they probably feel like they're not getting. Because remember when they moved to New York, bro, when they went to Brooklyn, their whole thing was we're taking over this city, and they were saying it, we're taking over the city. We're coming for the Knicks fan base, and they moved from New Jersey in 2012, so it's been over 9 years. And that hasn't been the case. Like case in point, right? That game. This was at Barclays Center, bro. When the Lakers play at Staples and it's a Lakers home game and they're playing the Clippers, you can still feel that it's a Lakers home game because their fans represent, they show up, even though it's the two teams from the same city. In New York, Nets play the Knicks at Barclays, you might say it's 50-50 Knicks and Nets fans. Like the Nets fans don't say like, nah, we're gonna hold it down, bro. Like no Knicks fans are gonna come here. We're snatching these tickets. This is gonna feel like a Nets home game. So that whole taking over New York thing hasn't happened yet. And I feel like because of that, that's why they're probably thinking, hey, we've alienated our New Jersey fan base from we moved the team. And if you even look at the Nets, none of their jerseys, or I mean, I don't know, like I think later on they probably did, but when they first moved there, their home and away jerseys both said Brooklyn. They didn't say Nets. They did not represent Nets. They represented Brooklyn. Both jerseys. They even brought in that gray one that said Brooklyn in blue. It was like a homage to like the Dodgers. Like I think what they're thinking is they've alienated their New Jersey fan base. They're not satisfied with the support that they're getting. So they're thinking, how can we, suck up to the New Jersey fan base? Okay, now we're gonna start paying homage. Uh Old Nets jerseys, mashups of the Drazen Petrovic jerseys, you know, put the mashup of the Nets, the old New Jersey Nets logo with the B though. So it's like you get 50-50 New Jersey and Brooklyn. I think that's what it is, man. And like I like, it's love hate because I like seeing it, but I don't want to get suckered into it, man, because I do feel like I'm being duped, you know? I don't think it's all the way authentic. I think if they were really getting this Brooklyn and New York support, they would not look back on New Jersey. They would not look back on them. That's
that's
me. So that's why I can't. I don't know, man. I feel like if they win the title in Brooklyn, they could just be like, see, 35 years in New Jersey, barely any success, only 9 years in Brooklyn. We're hosting up to Larry O'Brien. And I wouldn't want to give them the satisfaction of saying that.
look, man. You basically said kind of what I'm trying to say. This game and all over the radio. I listened to the radio before I we did this podcast, and there was such like a huge point of like the radio was just like, yo, the Knicks fans took over that arena. And this is the perfect reason why I want them to win. One, because if they win, they'll win without even having really support from Brooklyn. Like they don't even have support from Brooklyn, and they're still gonna win. And then it'll just show it to the Knicks fans that you guys couldn't even win, and you have support. The Knicks can't win even with all the support. So if the Nets win without it, then it shows another example, in my opinion, of why they should come back to New Jersey for a couple of games at least every year, because they're gonna get fan support out here. And if they win a championship, there's gonna be even more support because obviously they have KD for another 3 or 4 years, whatever. So if they can show that they won a championship and we're sticking it to the Knicks, and they come over 1 or 2 games a year to play at Prudential Center, that's the perfect blend, dude. Because the whole thing about the Nets before was, why are we moving to Brooklyn? Because the Nets fans don't show up in New Jersey. Fan attendance, if you look at it, the last few years when the Nets really sucked, when they were winning like 12 games a year, we were last in the league or very close to an attendance. So the same thing is happening in Brooklyn. So what's the difference? Just you put more money into it and you got better players. That's all it is. It's not about the fan support or anything like that. But right now, I bet you if they make a game in Prudential Center, if they announce that they're gonna have a high profile team, like let's say Nets versus Lakers in Prudential Center, bro, it's selling out 100%. So that's the reason why I wanted to win, because then there's more shit talking going on.
Yeah, I mean the Nets are still lucrative in New York. Um, like I remember seeing some articles, man, about like merchandise sales and stuff like that, and the Nets are usually at the top of that. And yeah, like, and it just if you look at what they were valued, they're like one of the most valuable teams in the NBA now. I'm pretty sure that wasn't the case when they were in New Jersey. I'm not. This is
Yeah.
not like an anti-New Jersey thing because I want the Nets to come back more than anything, bro. I did not want the Nets to leave. I thought the New Jersey New York rivalry, the Hudson River rivalry sounded way cooler than this like inside New York rivalry. But that's just us because we're from New Jersey, so we're gonna feel that way. But
But they're in a position, unlike any other team, that they could legit have two stadiums. They could legit target more people than any other team. Literally by just playing over the river, they could say, yo, we're gonna get all these people in this area. And it's gonna be even more exclusive. Like, when stuff is exclusive, people pay more. We could tell by the PS5. Like people are paying $200 or $300 more for PS5. So if you say, yo, we're only gonna go, let's say, to Prudential for 10 games this season, I think they sell out all 10 games
it's interesting,
because
man.
it's exclusive. Because it's
It's,
gonna be like, yo, it's only 10 games.
we have to see, man. This is the same franchise that when they moved to Brooklyn, like 2 years into being in Brooklyn, they took all of the banners that were New Jersey accomplishments, the Eastern Conference banners that hung up there, the champions ones. They literally took them and made them black and white. You know how before they had like the New Jersey Nets colors and stuff. They literally
Yeah.
took them. I mean, they probably had them like remade or whatever, but they hung up there. 2002, 2003 Eastern Conference champions. It read in black and white. Everything was black and white. The Nets logo that you have behind you, that has red and gray and all that, it was just black and white. It was almost like they wanted to erase the history.
But look,
So
man,
we'll see.
look,
We'll see.
they can. Some people make mistakes, man. I made mistakes before. I think we've all made mistakes before. This is probably the easiest learning lesson anybody could do. You alienate those fans, this is what you get. You get the Knicks taking over your arena, the Knicks fans. So fix the mistake. That's it. That's all you got to do, man. It's not rocket science. You don't got to go, oh man, why is this happening? It's pretty obvious. And they're already trying to do it. They're already making these color schemes that are really nice, putting homage on the Nets. The easiest thing they could do
The New
is
Jersey
just,
Nets.
yeah, the New Jersey Nets. Yes. The easiest thing they could do is say, yo, we're just going to play a couple games in Jersey. Easy, bro. Because the main thing, bro, nobody wants to spend a ton of money nowadays. There's a lot of problems right now with prices going up and all this stuff. So why does anybody want to go from Jersey all the way to Brooklyn? It's not like it's going to Manhattan. Manhattan, I could take a bus. Going to Brooklyn, there's like another step to it. Who wants to do all that? Nobody, dude. So you bring it to Jersey, you help out the fans. They don't have to travel that far. You help out the people in the stadium, the people that work in the stadium. They make some money, bring some money back to Jersey. Share a little bit, dude. Share a little bit.
I would love to see
Learn
that
your
happen
lesson.
too. I would love to see that happen too. But at the end of the day, there's probably like money and stuff like that. There's like logistical stuff that I don't know. I don't know all the info on that stuff. How that would it be lucrative for them to come play at Prudential? Because then now you're playing in New Jersey. You're not playing in New York. How does that work with taxes and all that?
Bro,
I don't know.
bro, the New York Giants and the New York Jets play in New Jersey. None of that, bro. None of that.
Hey, I'd like to. I would like to see it, bro. My last NBA game was with you, bro. What New Jersey, right? It was Nets versus 76ers final. We went to the final home game in New Jersey. Nets versus 76ers. That's where I got this patch on my hat. We got this patch at that game. I took this patch and I ironed it on this hat. I made this hat myself. This was from that final game, 35th anniversary patch, right? I have another hat that I made as well, same patch on it. We went to that game. We were there, bro. I shed a tear that game. I shed a tear. It hit me, bro. I said, that's it. This is it, bro. This team that meant so much to me, bro. Highs and lows in my life. They leave. It was like a breakup, bro. 76ers, we got blown out. We lost by like 18, I think. It was like 105 to 87, I think was the final score. And it was cool, man. Like I would like to experience that again, bro. And it would be even more amazing if they did that and somehow they managed to really make the court look like the old New Jersey Nets, slap that Nets logo, that old New Jersey Nets logo on it, everything the same, and like a throwback night, bro. Literally branded like that. This is throwback night, as throwback as you can get. We're literally back in New Jersey. The court looks how it did back then. We're gonna wear those jerseys, the whole nine. I would 100% be there. 100%. If they played 10 of those, I'd be at all 10. So you do make a point. I would love to see it happen, but we just gotta wait and see if it happens.